Hello, everybody, and welcome to my stream. If you are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Jules. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a commercial food photographer and stylist and soon to be published cookbook author, and already my dogs are getting into the mix. So you have to excuse that. Um, what we do here is every single Saturday we sit and we chat and we plan our weeks or months, or you may be doing some journaling, or you may be doing some art, or you may be listening to me play in the background while you clean. If you are watching, come say hi in chat. Um, I am on a different mic this week. So we'll see how that goes. My other mic is old and it's starting to hum more than usual. So I've decided to switch to my headphone microphones this week to see how that goes. Um, Anyways, yes, this week what I'm doing is I am planning my upcoming week. Um, and if you're new here, I will kind of walk through it as I do it, trying to make sure that Archer gets settled. I don't know, for some reason, he has been very, not, hold on, I have to walk away. He has been very not chill when it comes to my streamings this week. Um, There we go. I just got him to sit on the couch. Sorry. Sorry about that. I mean, that's one good thing about wearing the headset microphones. Hello, Anomic. One good thing about wearing the headset microphones is that if something happens, I can walk away and you can still hear me properly. Anyways, so yes, we're trying something new. And Archer this week has been a bit of a bother. I don't know what is up with him, but he has not been happy with just me doing anything other than cuddling with him this week. He's being extra demanding of attention, which is bizarre. Because normally once I'm at my desk, he's like, I'm cool to just cuddle or go in my kennel and sleep. So yeah, I'm still on holidays, as I think is what I was saying when I was interrupted by a dog trying to steal stuff off the coffee table. How are you this week, Economic? What are you working on? What is new with you? I'm looking for CG2 to block off my holidays. Yes, so my priority this week is still to relax. I did a pretty good job relaxing this past week, my first week of holiday, except for um, getting 3 videos out this week. Like, I'm exhausted still from that. I was planning to do my September flip on, what day are we? Saturday. So yesterday. I was planning to film that, but every video, I decided to like keep track of it better. And for every half hour of video, it takes like 3 hours to edit. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is all editing time for the half-hour video. Or maybe even this is in the morning too. No, this was a different no. Yeah, this is a different video. That video took all this time, the 45-minute. And then the half-hour video was that time. So, um, yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired. Anomic is saying that they are doing well, weekly planning, and trying to get more fun reading in. What have you been reading? I'm on a I'm on a reading pause. I read like 8 novels in 2 months to do some research for the YA whip that I'm working on, and my brain is like, nope, you're done reading fiction for a bit. So I can read nonfiction until the cows come home. But fiction, because of the way that I process information and the fact that I have um, aphantasia you can't see images in your head. Um, Makes it so I have to work extra hard when reading, especially if there's a lot of description of environment, and it's just taxing to my brain. Where nonfiction doesn't have the same type of um, descriptions to kind of wear me out. Okay, I should probably stop going back and forth. Oh, I have a meeting also on Wednesday, which is really exciting. Even though I'm on holiday, hold on, I'm gonna read what Anomic says. Anomic is saying they've been reading the Lady Hardcastle Mysteries, and they also read the 12-week year. Interesting. I haven't read a mystery in a very long time. And sometimes I wonder if I should start reading some cozy mysteries, even though they're more geared towards um, feminine audiences. I still wonder, just because I need some Murder She Wrote in my life, and basically Murder She Wrote is a cozy mystery in television format, and they're very light, easy breezy reading. Yeah. So on Wednesday, even though I'm on holiday, um, I have a meeting with the Food Hub, as regular watchers, viewers will know. Um, I have been I have a partnership with the Food Hub to create programming to help reduce food insecurity in the area. And on Wednesday, we're having a meeting to discuss more in-depth that programming, including the meal kit service that will be geared towards disabled people specifically. There's a grant that we're wanting to apply for, um, that we're hoping to get. And the idea is we supply disabled people with an Instapot, and then for $42 a week, we give them pre-chopped meals. They have to cook them still, but it's basically fill an Instapot, even though it's more than fill an Instapot. But it works out to $3 a meal, so they'll get 14 meals at $42. That is all they have to do, is basically put everything in the Instapot and cook it. And we're hoping that to have the grant pay for the Instapots and a few other things. Um, and it would immediately make 200 people food secure who are currently experiencing food insecurity. Anomic says it is a bit cozy with some humor mixed in kind of midsummer murders in the early 20th century. Oh, that's interesting. That sounds like something I may enjoy. 1, 2. Dog food making day is Monday. Got my dog on Monday and Thursday. And I'm saying that would be a great option for them. I'm assuming the meal kit program that we're hoping to develop. Yeah. And we'll also provide them with my cookbook, and then access to gardens and a few other things. And it's anybody can subscribe to the meal kit itself, but the providing the Instapot, and the Instapot that we want to provide is a combination pressure cooker and air fryer. Um, but yeah, that's specifically for disabled people, but anybody can subscribe to the meal kit. So yeah, confirming. So I'm looking forward to that. It's not often that I make exceptions for taking business meetings on my holidays, but the deadline for this grant, like to say that your intention to apply for it is at the end of this month, and being what it is, um, I'm absolutely making an exception for that meeting. So I'm I'm excited about that. Oh, I have to remember that Monday is Thanksgiving. That's a holiday, which um, is weird. Having a holiday during my holidays. So I gotta make sure, and we're not doing anything for Thanksgiving. Ever since the kids became adults and moved out, um, we're just we don't do that anymore. Because cooking a whole turkey, I mean, I might do a roast chicken and some mashed potatoes, but like Thanksgiving is a couple $100 production because the size that we have are very different than what can be found in American Thanksgiving. Um, but yeah, so I might do a chicken, which is close enough to turkey. Um, yeah, like ham is very unheard of for Thanksgiving, where it's like lots of people do a ham in America that I'm aware of. You guys, well, Northern America, I would say, does casseroles. That's not a comp casseroles are not a common thing. Our sides are like corn, green beans, carrots, mashed potatoes, gravy, bread stuffing, cranberry sauce. Some people do Brussels sprouts. I don't. Um, and then pumpkin pie for dessert with whipped cream or ice cream, depending on your vanilla ice cream, depending on your preference. In America, from what I understand, there's more of a hodgepodge, depending if you're north or south, um, and what type of casseroles or what type of like greens you have. I know in the south, like collards are popular for Thanksgiving. Monomics saying that they're weird and that they don't really like any of the traditional Thanksgiving foods. That's the thing as well. I'm a firm believer in if you don't like the traditional Thanksgiving foods, then make your own traditions. And how am I missing one of my markers? Yeah, make your own traditions. And I actually kind of miss doing like the full spread for Christmas and so Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving all tend to be turkey dinners with all the sides that I just mentioned. And um, and I kind of miss doing it. I'm seriously missing a pen, and I don't know how that happened. Um, okay, well, that is a problem, I think, but I can use a different pen actually. It will work. So, um, yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that a turkey would go um to waste, even though we could freeze it for leftovers and for soup or whatever. I might do a dinner. But with inflation happening right now, it's expensive. Namek doesn't like roast turkey, so they always opt for chicken or ham. Yeah, see, ham is just not all that popular for holiday dinners here. Some people do it, but turkey is like the default meal. Also, some do goose or duck, depending on how many generations removed they are from immigrating from the UK, where goose is the second most popular bird after turkey. And I actually love goose meat very much. Same with duck meat, because it's all dark meat, and I do not like white meat. Even after doing in a brine, it's just too dry for me. Um, Anomic says sometimes they do prime rib, really expensive now though. Yeah, so prime rib, which is roast, is typical, or at least it used to be, among white Canadians with UK heritage. That's a Sunday meal. Roast dinner is a thing you have on Sundays. And so, because roast dinner is just a normal part of meals, I mean, Thanksgiving in Canada is a white religious celebration of harvest. It has nothing to do with like indigenous peoples uh, and like Plymouth or like any of that. Things that's one of the reasons why it's different times of the year as well. But and I like saying they never had goose. They don't think. Yeah, it's very similar to duck, except for it's a little bit more like richer in flavor, and not as fatty as duck. Um, so yeah, Sunday roast is just a thing. Like I grew up, and this is a thing I was thinking about it the other day because we were really poor growing up, and I grew up having. That reminds me, I was doing a meeting for this day. I grew up having like Sunday roasts were a really normal part of growing up, and I don't understand. The caption said Roadrunner instead of roast dinner. That was funny. I've always wondered how accurate, if you can catch them, I've always wondered how accurate the captions are, the live captions. But I'm glad to know that they work to some extent with the streaming software that I use because I stream using OBS. Work appointments, BG050. Where are you? BG. Why is that missing as well? This is a bit of a nightmare. How did that happen? Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me. Well, I wonder if it somehow got into the couch. Okay, I'm looking for. Oh no, there's BG050. That's not what I'm looking for though. Business meetings, GG1. Here we go. Okay. Whew, but I am missing one of these. So most of the time it's fine, the captions. Well, that is good to know. Especially that I'm obviously um, all about trying to make my stream as accessible and my videos as accessible as possible. And that is why it takes me so long to edit them, is because I go through the trouble of adding like the captions like to the video. I'm gonna put this as a 2-hour long meeting just to be safe. So yeah, roast dinners. Growing up, really, really poor. And somehow, at least once a month, we would have the Sunday roast dinner. And I was just thinking the other week, like how on earth did, because there was other things that were not prioritized, and how on earth did we manage to prioritize a nice roast dinner at least once a month on Sundays? Anamika said, did you decide on replacements for the alcohol markers for next year? So I think I have. And this brings me to another thing that I was going to talk about is I'm hoping Wonder Pens, which is where I buy my planners and planner supplies, they have yet to have the Jibuns available. Yet other Canadian retailers have them up for sale. So I'm hoping that means this week they will be available and from Wonder Pens, where is my preferred place to shop. And if they aren't available this week, then I'm just gonna have to get them somewhere else because it's almost on to November, and it takes like a week and a half, 2 weeks for it to get here because they sent it via regular post. So what I'm thinking of doing is experimenting like during the November to December where I have double journals. I'm thinking of experimenting with how I feel about doing a different color scheme every week and just having them darker. Well, not so much, well, yeah, more saturated. And using, because I always have like so much extra space on the monthly views here, using this monthly space for the new color, like for the monthly color code for each, because it's 14 different colors. I counted them. It's 14 different colors that I use during a month. And I have enough space here basically to do 14 different, and there's like this space down here as well that I can use for that. And so I will be using a mix of, I mean, I have these. So just like picking, like maybe 1 month I might do, oh, you can't see my hand. Maybe 1 month I might do like yellow. And another month I might do orange. Another month I might do gray. Or I might like just find complementary colors amongst these. And do you watch, um, oh, I can't think of her name. She does bullet journaling, not Coffee Munchers Co. And she just like she has her own line of bullet journals. Oh, and why can't I think of her name? I won't use the pinks, which is here. Um, but every single like month in her bullet journal, she has a different color scheme. And Coffee Monsters Co. kind of does that as well for her weeks. And so, because I've looked and looked and looked, and there's no unsaturated, desaturated options. And I have all of these markers. I have these plus, so this is, I think, 120 plus I bought these. And there's more out of these that are less saturated that I can use. Like these are pretty unsaturated. Where's the colors code for those? So yeah, this is the check mark of the colors that I could use. So I could use WG4, WG.05, 41, 132, 169, 26, and 25. But why do that when I could perhaps like 1 month do like purple and blue and maybe some gray in there as well. Purple and so I'm gonna play every week with that idea to see what I think about it. And if I do not like that, if it ends up like just driving me bonkers, how saturated and loud it is, like I'm gonna try and find midtones, then I think I'm just gonna go back to my original Tombow color scheme. Because at least I know that it works. Like it's not horrible. It's like a nice neutral um, color palette. Um, and maybe I might come up with a couple more different neutral color palettes using a mix of the Ohuhu and the Tombows, and then change it up every other month. But yeah, so I think that's the only thing. I think that's what I'm going to have to do, which is unfortunate, but I can live with that more than I can live with the fact that these fade over time and they bleed through. And as much as it's my preferred when I lay it down, it's not good long term. Anomic is saying that they have that box kit as well. Um, Anomic thinks that I may want to, or I may thinks I might want the same color for certain events to make it easy for you to see. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Like, yeah, I'm thinking for things like photography, recipe development, um, those colors stay. Gathering a neutral palette sounds good. Yeah. So I think I might switch up between two different neutral palettes and keep um, photography and recipe development the same colors. Just because those things take up the most time, and maybe social, like the video editing, because whenever I do video edits, those take up big chunks of time. Um, but things that I can change up because these happen at the same time every day. I can change up my exercise time and know that it's exercise because it is the same time every single week. I can change up the what I'm watching every week again because that's the same time every week. I can change up my breaks and like my breakfast block and my break block because those are the same time every week. And then keep business meetings and whatever a neutral colors that will go good with no matter what palette that I'm using. So I will have 2 months to play with that, which is nice because I I don't want to do something and then decide 3 months in that I hate it, thanks, and need to do something else. So, and the problem, I mean, it's not really a problem. Like, here, if I go to, so I like all these colors here. Like, I like the gray and I like the browns. Those will always work. And these two will always work from that set. The rest of these are great if I'm doing sketching for my photography and I can color it in. But this is just too loud for my weeks. Like, having this in there would drive me bonkers. And then when I look at where else is the big one, and then I know the Tombos work. These grays work. These browns, like this whole, these lines mostly work. Down here, there's like a few of these pale blues that might work every now and then. And this, like these colors are all like fading over time, and this whole section here would work as well. So I have options. It's just going to be more saturated than my preference. So Namik is saying, so business and photography, neutral palettes, and then switch around up the other colors. Yes. Yeah. So anything that's personal and outside of regular business hours, switch that up. And then regular business hours, keep a consistent color palette. Anomix is like, yes, I got the skin tone pack from Uhuhu. Yeah. So, um, yeah, I might do that as well once my Tombos run out. But so, I mean, I have time. I mean, that's the great thing about having the double. Anomic says that has mainly all neutral ones. Okay, I am absolutely going to make a note of that on my office supplies needs list. Okay, so oh, hoo. So I've looked at it many tones or many tones, many times, and have waffled on it. I've put it in my cart and taken it out and put it in and taken it out. So having someone who has who has experience with it is very, very helpful. So I will get that. It's just I wish technology was such where we could get this, but yeah, you can see like these have faded quite a bit over time. And the further I get back, like these, you can barely see the colors in some parts of this anymore. The further you get back, the more it starts to fade. I mean, this is very, very faded. There's some pages where this is very, very faded. And that's just not, I mean, it completely defeats the whole purpose of doing the color codes if the color is going to disappear over time. So where are we? Here we go. Anomic is like, you probably already have them, though, in the 120 pack. Check the numbers before you order. Well, here's the thing about that. So this pack, which is the 60 markers, the number, sorry, I have to go here. The numbers on here, even though some of the tones are exactly the same, are completely different than the numbers on the pens in here. And why do that? Why are the numbers different depending on the type of packaging you get? I know like this has also a 160 pack, and I know like when you go between the packs that are in this case, the numbering changes the same, or the numbering stays the same when you're buying it in the big case. But when you're buying it in the standard, like smaller, like these packs, the numbering system is completely different, which is a little frustrating. So I have to look at, oops, don't fall. So I have to look at like the color palettes to see, like to try and match them up as close as possible. And another thing that I can do with these is I can be maybe adventurous and like when I'm coloring in the block, keep it to the neutral color, and then I may want to like do the outline different colors and play with that as well as an idea. We will see. So I need to put do I have birthdays coming up this week? Let's check that. Nope. Oh, I gotta do the lifetime with me. Nomic saying the skin tone is a skinnier marker like the black pack, but the box set has fatter markers. Interesting. Yeah, it's weird how that's not consistent. I don't understand it. Like even if you look at the alcohol-based marker, like some of these, so WG4, I have, oh, hold on, CG2. Those are overlapping the color system in this as with the alcohol, but the colors are different, even though they share the same color, like the same number. So, okay, Thanksgiving. I need to outline that. Is this my, or is it a different 977? That's what I thought. I have to get them from here. 977. Oh, another thing that has been fun. Give a sneak peek of my September flip. I got to do some fun things this month with my new haul, mixed with trying to like use up all of my Ski Club stickers. But I can't wait to do a proper flip for September because there's some really nice things going on. And this is a card that I got from my speaking with a book as a speaking engagement, or when I went to speak at Simon Fraser University. Thanksgiving. I'm going to put that up here as well so I remember. Namek is saying, they will see if they can post their swatch card on their unused Instagram so I can see the numbers and swatches and send it to you. Oh, that would be great. You could also email me the images. I mean, so that's another, my email address is out there, as you know. So that's another thing you can do as well if you don't want to do it on your Instagram. Up to you. Either way is fine. Absolutely, either way is fine. outline this. Um, Film September flip. That's not happening this week. So I'm gonna put it this way. Also, I got tricked. I was so excited because there's like Quantum Leap is new, rebooted. It's good. And I like that it's good because I was very sad when Magnum got canceled because the new Magnum PI is like that right. It's really, really good and gives that, like, they did it very well with that nostalgia feeling, unlike MacGyver, which I still don't understand how it's still on air. And then I saw like the new Love Boat, and I saw advertisements for the new Love Boat, and I thought the new Love Boat was like they're saying Love Boat is being rebooted for 2022. So I put it in my schedule to watch this week, and it turns out that no, the new Love Boat is not saying Love Boat is new. It's the title, and it's a reality dating show. And I felt catfished. I was so sad by that because also Fantasy Island. The rebooted Fantasy Island is also very, very good. And I just wanted more of that. I need more comfort shows. And I felt like I got hoodwinked. There's like some fraud going on there. Um, Live plan with me on Saturday. What color is that? Social media creation CG020. Um, Honestly, Jules. GGCG030. What the? Here we go. Oh, boo. Yeah, it's cruel. It's cruel and unusual punishment. They should not be allowed to do that. Um, or maybe it's called the real Love Boat. I don't know, but it tricked me. Okay, so plan with me. I don't think I need to put live anymore because I know it's live. And Couch and Green Community meeting. Oh, another thing. Okay, let me tell you one of the frustrating things about living in Canada is trying to buy components for your computer is very, very difficult. And any local computer store does not have a proper website. And I'm like saying the old MacGyver was on a marathon the other day. It's so good. I was on streaming. I can't remember what streaming platform it is. Maybe it's different in um where it's available in the US. So my partner had to get a new computer for work, and the model that they got came shipped with 16 gigabytes of RAM, but we need 32 for work because 16 isn't enough when you are a software developer. And despite because there's a lot of scam going on. Hold on, let me read this. I'll go back to the story. You're old when you say, use some kind of MacGyver, and the answer is, oh, yes. Yeah, when you ask somebody who's like, yeah, bring up MacGyver and like, who, yeah. Yep. Um, so yeah, there's lots of scam going on Amazon these days when it comes to like RAM and SSD cards and oh wait, that's delivery, not deadline. SSD cards and whatever, like misplaced labels. And we had to buy some extra RAM and two shipments, both saying what it like the supposedly the specific types of RAM that we need. When it arrives, fake label on it, not the RAM that we need. Charging an arm and a leg because it's DDR5, which is expensive because it's new. And this has been going on for 2 weeks now, and we can't find any place that sells it locally. And so now we're having to have it imported in from the United States. And it's like, really, like, can we please just be able to buy 32 gigabytes of RAM in Canada? Thank you very much. It should not be that difficult. But most people these days don't need that much. They don't do. And so Canadian retailers just don't stock it. And I hate it, thanks. It's not fun. And Amazon, the fact that Amazon's not doing anything to stop these scammers is just infuriating. Right. WG. There you go. Oops. Nope, that's fine. Seems like, Anamik is saying, seems like it wouldn't be that hard to get. Wow, yeah. Yep. And it was bad enough when we couldn't, like, we had to hold off buying a new work computer for pretty much all of that pandemic. So I should not have said that word, panini, because of supply chain issues, and then everybody buying the graphics card that is needed for work, to mine Bitcoin. And so it's just now being able to buy the computer that has the processor and memory card or video card that is needed for work, only to not be able to upgrade the RAM because of scams. It's just, I hate it. It's too much. Oh, other exciting news. On Friday, my Vitruvian trainer should finally arrive. So I'm really excited about that. Really, really excited about that. And we'll see how that goes. They've been so good with. I emailed customer service support to suggest to them that they work with BodBot to integrate the two, like the adaptive, being able to say don't exercise these body parts, and a few other things that BodBot has. And so they're gonna bring up that idea to the software developers. And Monomic's saying now they feel like a by photo of the swatch card won't be good enough to send to a photographer. It will it will be fine. It will be fine. Not every image, oh yeah, and it is exciting. Not every image I take is a master piece of mastery, especially when it's on my phone. My phone is now, what year is it? It's 2022. I got it in 2018. So it's 4 years old. And so it means like the image quality is like that um that's not great. And so I take lots of photos on my phone with really crappy lighting and whatever. Um Not everything needs to be Instagram worthy is my TLDR for that. You're allowed to take crap photos. The only time I make any effort to take good photos is for work. Other than that, I'm really not bothered by good, like, yeah. That don't make no never mind, as they say in the East Coast of, like, certain parts of America. I'm looking for my body check-ins. GG020. You would think I would have these colors memorized by now, but I don't. Another thing that has been different on this holiday is I've been, like big things, I've been somewhat keeping track of how I've been spending it, but not in great detail. And except for, like, I haven't put that I'm still binging a YouTube channel. That doesn't need to go in here. The video times I'm keeping for obvious reasons, and then appointments. But in the days, I've been doing a little bit more. Oh, maybe not. Because research. So I wrote research on this day, but I didn't say what I was researching, and I don't remember now. And I'm like thinking now, what is the point of saying that I did research if I don't remember what the crap I was researching? Oh, like what was the point of that, Jules? At least if you're gonna make an annotation like that, write down what it is. Like be more specific so that when you look back on it, you're like, oh, that was fun times. Because I do research all the time. I mean, that was that was quite a ninny thing to do. Oh my goodness! Sometimes I crack myself up with just how ridiculous I am. I'm looking for CG020. I think again, social media creation. Yes. Did I leave it here? Yes, I did. Oops. Why are you? I think this one's about to dry up as well. Few of my more used alcohol-based pens are starting to dry up. Anomic is saying, just know some research took place. Yeah, I mean, just knowing that on its, like, I know that because I did research that I was having a good time. So that's something. And I'm not doing it in, like, too great extent. I'm just kind of wanting to give myself some type of idea of how I'm spending my time off. And then for this month, when it comes to stickers, I've decided that I'm just, except for a couple exceptions, I'm trying to use as much as my spooky and Halloween stickers as much as possible that I got from Sticky Club, even if they don't really make sense with anything else going on the page. Because, I mean, all that really needs to matter is that it's like pumpkin season and spooky season. And so October should be pumpkins and spooky, and December I'm just going to do like winter stuff, even if it makes no sense for anything else, as much winter stuff as possible. Anomic is asking if I've ever heard of June Oven. No, I have not. Do you want to tell me about June Oven, or is it better if I search on my phone and share with everybody what June Oven is? Film September flip. Let's see if I can get that done this week. What time is it? It is supposed to have AI built in to recognize the food and automatically set the cooking program. What? Okay, now I need to check this out. Okay, sometimes I think I should have my Surface Pro here so that we can do research together. Um, okay, hold on. So, let me clear Okay. Oh, new tab. I have 41 tabs open right now. So the multiple tabs open is just not a computer problem. June oven. Watch it something that is not available in Canada. There's like this toaster that steams your toast that's not available in Canada. I don't want Canada. I just want to research it. Wow, that price tag. That price tag, $2,000 Canadian. Okay, it's from Frigidaire. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna open it up in Amazon. June oven plus bundle, third generation, countertop convention smart oven, air fryer, slow cooker. See, slow cookers though are I know like saying they always have too many tabs. Yeah, it's a thing. A slow cooker I are not conducive to disabilities. Dehydrators, convection toaster oven, warming drawer, broiler, and more. It sure is making a lot of promises. And it is tiny. Control from anywhere. Works with Alexa. Huh. Like, how does it even. Easy meal times with 200 plus smart automatic cooking programs. Wow. So if June Oven wants to send me one to test to see if it's disability friendly, then I would love to use it. Disclaimer: the June Oven product line is only supported by June customer support for those in the United States. Oh, so if you buy it outside of the United States, you are SOL if it comes to because this I'm assuming this is because the toaster that steams your toast also is not supported in Canada, and it's like bootlegged into Canada, and they have the same thing. If you bought this, and you don't live in the United States, you don't get any support. So that that is a disappointment. I watched a video on their website. It has a camera built in and recognizes the food. That is fascinating. I'm gonna have to when I'm not on the stream. I'm I'm going to have to check more into the June oven. I'm gonna keep that open just so to act as a prompt to be like, hey, check this out. Okay, that is fascinating. I don't know, like, yeah. The thing with that is there's too many. I do not trust smart appliances that are like hooked up to virtual assistants. I mean, and I understand using a virtual because especially when I couldn't use my hands before I had surgery on both of them, um, I was very suspicious of even like home speakers that like control your lights or whatever. And then it came to the point where I have to be able to tell a smart device to turn on my lights and do some other basic tasks that can be more difficult for me to do. Especially if I'm having to use my chair and my lap is full with like stuff that I'm about to prepare and I can just tell whatever and I have it so it doesn't listen to me all the time. And the privacy settings in Canada are a notch above what they are in the United States, except for outside of California, just because of our privacy laws. But when it comes to, like, I don't want my fridge letting me know when I'm low on something. I don't know. There's just something a little dystopian about that. And I think part of what sealed it for me, there's like the rebooted X Files. There's an episode where the smart house like tries to kill Mulder and Scully. Okay, that's where that went to. And like that's the I actually have like fears about that. And also, I don't know anybody who's if you've watched Eureka, there's also like their smart house also kind of goes rogue. And I just I don't need companies gathering more data for me. And what if they try to get what if they go rogue and try to like unalive me? That wouldn't be fun. Amika saying they were thinking it might be disability friendly in terms of taking some of the guesswork out of what to do with food. Yes. See, I mean, I see that benefit. Absolutely. $2,000 price tag, Canadian, makes it like out of the realm of affordability. So, but over time, it might get more cheaper, more affordable. Um, but it's the whole spying on the user. Um, how are they selling that data to advertisers? How can advertisers use that data, especially like some smart fridges and smart appliances? Now you get advertisements from like it serves you advertisements. How are those advertisements being vetted to make sure that there's no predatory things? Because there's a lot of snake oil out there that as soon as you mention you're disabled on social media, there's all these people offering you miracle cures. So, like, is that data being sold so somebody can offer you a miracle cure that's gonna like hurt you instead of make you better or whatever? And Namik is saying yes. Hopefully, the price will come down in time. Yeah. So I can see the benefit from taking out the guesswork. Absolutely. But there's other things that I don't trust companies not to do bad things with the data. I am looking for what comes before the ticket. Before the ticket is plants. I got some time to do some decorating. See, that's a little bit too wide, but I think that's fine. Let me see if I can find something else that fits. Oh, that's cute. That is cute. It's gonna get taped over later with some other washi, but that works. I lost my tweezers. Well, I didn't lose them. I misplaced them. I think because the tweezers that I use sometimes are for food photography. Like they're actually food photography tools that I also use when I'm journaling. And I probably put them back in my food photography kit instead of back here. So, excuse me while I try to do this. Oh no, that's going over the page. Oh well. That will be fixed, I think. Hold on. I can do that. I think. Trying to sort this out. What else? There's something else I wanted to talk about today as well that's really exciting. And I can't. Oh, my Samsung smartwatch should also be arriving this week, which I am really looking forward to. So I can monitor my blood pressure without having. Well, first I'm gonna test it against my blood pressure cuff because I'm a little bit suspicious about like how are you taking my blood pressure without a cuff, with me just putting my fingers on the sensor. I don't understand exactly the science behind that. So I'm going to um, test it a few times with my medical grade blood pressure cuff, and to make sure that the readings are at least close enough where I can only use my blood pressure cuff or my watch. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that as well. There's a few other things that are on the Samsung watch with that Fitbit doesn't have. As we've discussed before, that makes me really like, why didn't I better research this before getting the Fitbit? But I have been happy with, like, overall with my Fitbit since, and I would totally recommend it to people who cannot afford the Galaxy Watch but need some more robust health monitoring features. And then comes the tickets. And then Google just announced that they're basically getting rid of Fitbit because they are introducing the Google Watch, which we expected years ago. So you might just want to wait for the Google Watches to come out. Usually, and I'm like saying, usually the wrist BP measurement is different from the arm. Yeah, it's basically, it depends on how different. Because was I here? No, yes, I was. But I haven't been here since my dermatologist. Okay, so let's discuss that. I had to see my dermatologist, and I have to start a new immunosuppressant. And the immunosuppressant, which I actually have to, when I talk to him, because I have to get a whole bunch of health screenings first for to make sure I haven't contracted hepatitis since the last time I was tested for hepatitis, all this stuff, because the immunosuppressant can cause those types of diseases to go, like, to kill you. So you have to have a whole bunch of testing before starting an immunosuppressant, just to make sure the immunosuppressant doesn't trigger any existing infections, chronic infections, from getting worse. Currently, my blood pressure, even with blood pressure medication, is uncontrolled. And we think it's because of my sleep apnea, as we've discussed before. And we're hoping that once my sleep apnea is treated, my blood pressure will become controlled with the blood pressure medication, so I don't have to start a second blood pressure medication. That is the hope. Then when I was researching, because he says you'll probably learn all these things when you research this medication. And one of the things that I learned that he said I would learn while researching this medication is that it can give me cancer. That's fun. Not really fun, but it's one of the possible things. Um, but then as I was doing the research, having high blood pressure and being on the blood pressure medication that I'm on, and also being on the anticonvulsant that I am on for my spinal cord tumor, are both and are both contraindications to this new um, um, uh, immunosuppressant that they have to put me on before they can get me on a biologic. We're pretty much sure that, but if you can't have it because of uncontrolled, like because of high blood pressure and this blood pressure medication, then you're supposed to be able to go straight to the biologic. So when I have my next appointment with him, I've already made notes for that day. I have my next appointment with him on the 17th, when my labs should be back. I have to color in those. Um, I have to bring up to him, okay, so I researched the medication like you kind of like suggested I should, which I would have done anyways. And apparently, like, these two medications and the fact that I have a high blood pressure means that I am not eligible for this medication. So can you please clarify, like, even though we're only thinking that I'm only going to be on it for 4 months, because we're thinking it's going to fail, before I have to go on the biologic. And if that's the case, then it doesn't matter. So this is all to say that if it's like um, small variations, then that's fine. But if there are widely different, like by 20 points for both the like the diastolic and systolic numbers, then I cannot rely on the rest. But if it's like a 10 point, like anywhere from 0 to 10 point difference, then I just have to know that and take that into account and like just remind myself that it's either reading this much too low or this much too high, and then because right now I have to take my blood pressure 3 times a week. And so if I have to only like double check it twice a month, um, then it will be fine. Because the problem with my blood pressure cuff is that it's never charged because there's no off. It's always on, and I always forget to charge it in between uses, and it's just a pain. In it's not conducive to like having to take your blood pressure multiple times a week, especially when it dies like every day. Um, so, and it's like the one that's most recommended by doctors and pharmacists. So yeah, I just need to know the range is basically, and as long as I know the range, then it will work for regular monitoring of my blood pressure. Television CG030. Here we go. And it's kind of, I hate when we're doing the new medication game, especially one that has, it's funny, when I was talking about it on Twitter, someone was like, okay, Anamik is saying, okay, awesome. I will look for that once I'm done the stream. Um, Someone was making a joke about how like American drug commercials have like you just catch the end of it on the PVR because it's like usually the last advert. Um, and Dominic is like, I even had light above the card. Awesome. Um, and so you rewind the commercial to see what drug is going to kill you to treat which condition, and it's like I'm glad that there are no drug commercials in Canada because I mean I don't need any more anxiety than I already have whenever I'm starting a new immunosuppressant or a new medication that because as it is I'm already on a couple medications that are, if possible, you should not use them together, but I have no choice but to use them together because it's the only option that is left for me to use, which I mean, yeah, is not ideal. It's really not ideal. Um, Sometimes the side effects are worse than what is being treated. So here's the thing about Canadian medicine. It's always about are this like is the cure or the disease worse? So you may have side effects, you may not. Not everyone has side effects. All those warning side effects is like 5% of people, but they have to, in American advertising, give them out, even if it's a small portion that has them. But if it turns out that my quality of life is worse being on the medication, if the cure is worse than the disease, then they stop the cure in Canada, and it's a little bit different in America. So yeah, there was one medication that I was on for my nerve pain that was kind of working, and then even on the lowest dose, it was making my sleep issues that much worse, and so we stopped it and we moved on to anticonvulsants. Um, Even though for most people it works. And it's really weird because I was on it for years, and then it just stopped. It stopped. The benefits started no longer outweighed. I mean, like the side effects became worse than my nerve pain. Um, so, and that's the thing. Like a lot of these medications are only meant for short-term use, and those of us with chronic illness, like a lot of them are off-label or experimental uses. Um, And so we have to, like, every few years, we need to do restarts, like the medications, like, and it really sucks. Like, okay, maybe like it's a game of here's a new cocktails to try, and let's just keep mixing things up until we figure out something that may work or may not. And in the meantime, you may feel really, really shitty as you experience new and fun side effects that you've never experienced before. But yeah, I hate it sometimes. But it's, I mean, if the risk of side effects, I mean, for me, it's worth it because the disease is horrible, it's debilitating, and I would rather experience temporary side effects that can be stopped at any time. Like for me, it's worth it. So the quality of the potential gains are worth it, and for other people, it may not be worth it, and they would just have to learn coping mechanisms. Namek is asking if I'm going to participate in NaNoWriMo. I let me look. I thought I might like finish my novel during November, which is kind of cheating because you're supposed to start something new, and I'm already like 26,000 words into it. But let me look at my proofreading schedule, like my current publishing schedule. 'Cause I know I'm like things go off to the printer. Um, so no, where are we? October. So I get my round two proofreading back on the 20th. Oh, that is very soon. Wow, very, very soon. What's happening in November? So November, I will still be, so I have to create the index for the book, which is a lot, and I'll still be into round two proofreading until mid-November, and then final checks happen um, this week in November. So I may be able to participate the last 2 weeks of NaNoWriMo, which really isn't the like intent. However, I really want to get my book mostly done before the end of this year. I have all of December to do that. I might take December off. Most people, like agents and everything, take December off and finish it then. Um, so we'll see. That's my long-winded way of saying we'll see. We'll see how long it takes me to do the index. We'll see how long it takes me to do the round two proofreading. Can you believe that we're almost here? Like, and also November 1st is like my 1 year anniversary for when I posted the first video to this channel. So I'm thinking I might want to do something special for that, but I don't know what. I need to talk with my publicist to see if we can do time my book cover reveal for November 1st, because that would be fun. If I can do like a live stream on November 1st doing the book cover reveal while I tweet it out and share it on, like, have blog posts go out at the same time and do a live stream and we just sit and talk and hopefully have some first pages that will be going out in the catalog to be able to share some of the interior with everybody. Wouldn't that be fun? My goodness, I'm so excited. Like, it might kill me. The excitement. Ghosts. Hmm. So are you participating? And do you have something in your mind if you are participating? Time is still zooming by, and I'm like saying they want to cheat and use their already started project, but maybe they start another one. I don't know. I would cheat. I would absolutely, if I were you, I mean, it's not the spirit of it, but I, here's how I look at NaNoWriMo. I think the spirit is to get you to be creative on a consistent basis. And even though you are supposed to start something new, there are people with disabilities that may not always be able to do that, and they should not be like penalized. I mean, you're going through some big, huge life changes and upheavals where it's not possible, where you have to prioritize other things. But if you're, as long as you're making an effort to be creative every single day, even if it's only 200 words instead of the like 2,000 words you need to be writing a day to finish NaNoWriMo, then um, I mean, do it. I think if you want to like set your intention to be creative every single day, then how about you do that instead? I'm like saying, don't spontaneously combust on us with the excitement, Jules. I might just do that. That's the problem. uh, I Now that I've finished, okay, here, let me Anami saying, yes, they have a lot going on. So just writing, no matter what, every day would be good for me. Yeah. I mean, that is what I would suggest. Here, let me show you. I'm going to give you all a peek of hopefully I can load it of some of the photography that I had to do for round 2 for the ephemera. I've shared, as you've seen, some of it on Instagram, but I'm really um, let me just wait for it to all load. Round 2. Is it gonna let me like? Oh, I'm gonna have to do it this way. I want to do it. Come on, stop trying to catch up. Also, want to hear something bonkers? It has been since October 1st. Every single day has been over 30 degrees Celsius in Yeah, which is not normal, and our drought level is increasing. So these are not cut, or like they're not the actual size of the images, but in this mode, you can. I wonder if I can change. No, you can get an idea for some of the photography that it was part of round 2 photography, and I'm just very pleased with it. I'm very pleased with. Let me go back to this one, and you can see it. These are round 1 photography. My book is going to melt people's faces off with how beautiful it's going to be, and I cannot stand it. Yeah, in Canada, it's not so as we've discussed before. I live in the Hawaii of Canada, and it rarely gets to freezing. Like a cold day here is 8 degrees Celsius. And if we have snow, it is like rare. If we have temperatures below freezing, it is rare. If we have frost, it is rare because it's always raining. So we have warmer than usual temperatures than the rest of Canada. But normally this time of year, it's like high teens. It's like 15 to 20. And we have had consistent 30-degree weather. Our drought levels conditions just got up again. Like yeah, and we just had increased like water restrictions imposed within the last week. And I mean, we all like to have a prolonged summer. And I don't even know if they have a new term for once racist term for what they would call a seasonally, like a warmer October, but it would only be like a couple degrees. But yeah, it's been the East Coast. of Canada has been getting like mid-teen temperatures, which is normal for them. But here on the wet coast, it has been in the 30s. And yeah, I'm just done with it. I cannot deal with it anymore. And there's people who want to deny the existence of climate change. And I'm like, how can you? How can you? It's 30 degrees. The salmon are again cooking as they're spawning, and the rivers are so dry that there's like dams, like a beaver dam, but it's made out of salmon fish because they get so far up the stream and they can't go upstream anymore because it's too dry, and there's just mountains of salmon dying in the rivers right now. Anomic is saying that you're getting excited to get a copy of the cookbook and you will need it signed personally, so get your P.O. box ready. Oh, yes. So what we're hoping to do, so I have a business address that you can mail stuff to. Um, it's not a P.O. box. I also have a Canada Post, like I can have it delivered to the Canada Post office and they hold it for me. It's kind of like a P.O. box and it's a free service. What we're hoping to do is I feel like I'm missing something. Nope. Is have book plates printed, and people can show me proof that they purchased the book, and I will sign a book plate, which is the cover, is just the cover, and I will mail it to them at my cost, because it's like $1 for a postage stamp, and it's not a big deal. So that may be an option too, but there are some people that want the physical book printed and not just a book plate. So we will see how to make that happen. But yeah, we are planning book plates. And Anomic is saying that seems so weird. Global warming not happening is what they say. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. I'm not a fan. Um, and I don't know how, it's so screwing up supplies and like food. Um, I mean, there's still strawberries growing and being harvested right now, and strawberries are normally an early spring or late spring, early summer thing here, and the strawberries are still producing and going strong, and but then we had a really late start to the growing season. Um, no fruit on my fruit trees, as we've discussed before, because it's just been a weird year of a late start to the summer and spring, and now it's like going way too long. And it is affecting wildlife and crops in our food systems in other ways. And I'm saying no, he will sign my book personally because I'm not accepting a book plate. Okay? If that's the case, then I will make sure that option is available to people, and I will figure out how like the best way to do that so that it is not costing everybody an arm and a leg. Because unlike America, where you can have, well, we have it's not as cheap as America, where your one size boxes are like $8. It's a little bit more expensive, and I think it's only within Canada. So we'll have to figure out like the best way to get it back to everybody. And okay, so I'm going to bring up another picture. I'm here to show, oh, I had that out for a reason. Um, to show a recent, no, I need gallery. I need to go on my gallery. Um, okay, so this is a recent book published by my publisher, and it's gorgeous. It's hardcover. Mine is soft cover because we are to keep the cost down to make it more affordable. So this is the front, and it's really pretty, and I can't wait to like adapt some of these recipes for my Instapot. But then I'm looking at the spine. So the spine is about 2 centimeters, just under an inch. age and sickness. And so it's 171 pages, and my book is like just over 250 to 300 pages. So it's 1.5 times the size of this book. So it's a beast of a book. And I did not realize like how beast of a book it is. And I know I was saying that you will pay to send it back and forth. Well, that is very kind. We will definitely figure out how to get that done. And there'll be other people too. I mean, I could just make it so that if people want a signed copy, if they're willing to pay for return postage, and we'll figure out how to do that because I have a Canada Post business account, and like either PayPal the money or something for the, because you can't for international people anyways. Figure out how to get that done. We have time. We have time to sort that out, but you're not the only one who's expressed this interest. So obviously I need to get it done at some point. Okay, yeah. Well, let me get that sticker back out. After that is planets. My brain is all over the place today. Get this. Oops. Get this done. This I have not used. Oh, you're too big. That is tragic. I think that one will work. This one. No. What the heck, Jules? Let's try. Nope. Seriously, do I have no more spacey ones that are gonna fit? It's all because of the dog. This one will have to do. That one fits just enough before the dog food making sticker. Thing else happened this week was my cat Porthos is the oldest cat. He turned 7 on Wednesday. He doesn't care. I care. I mean, the good thing about cats is they live longer than dogs, so I don't have to be like, oh, you're a senior dog now. It's still, unlike my dogs, who are senior dogs now, which I do not like. But I don't like that they get older. I used to think that I would not be a good animal foster. Do you freeze the dog food? Yes. Yes. So I make 3 days at a time and freeze two. Yeah. So I make 3 days at a time and one extra portion. And so because it keeps in the fridge for 3 days, like all food. And so I make 3 days at a time, and the recipe is such that it also makes one extra portion. So one extra portion goes into the fridge, and then like every other week, I have a day where that I can like postpone making the dog food. If I know that we're going somewhere or something's happening, then sometimes I will save like 2 or 3 days worth of dog food before pulling out the frozen portions. Um, but the our KitchenAid stand mixer is the 6 quart, yeah, the 6 quart bowl, I'm pretty sure, or it's five quarts, and it fits 3 days for both dogs. Is like the how much you can make plus the one portion. With bigger dogs, like our dog sizes are the perfect sizes. If we had bigger dogs, then we would have to be making dog food like every day, which or multiple batches in one day, and it's a long process. Even with the Instapots, it's a long process, and even with using the stand mixer to mix it. So I'm glad that the beagles are the size that they are, that we can do 3 days at a time, freeze an extra portion, and then every other week get a day off from having to make it. It makes it more manageable to do. I'm like saying, oh, okay. And with that, it's pretty much time. So I hope everyone has a good week. thank you for joining me, whether you were lurking or you're watching this on replay or whenever. Um, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, subscribe and ring the notification bell for all notifications so that if I have to cancel a stream for whatever reason, I will change the title of the stream so that when you get the 30-minute warning for going live, you will see in that warning that I'm having to cancel. Anomics saying it was good chatting with you. As always, have a great week. Yes, same to you, Anomics. Thank you very much. Have a good week, everybody. Stay safe. Until next time. Bye.